I'm still on Kristen Global. Watch Kristen Global. We will have another conversation, Kristen Global, because I didn't like the way that you addressed me and the way that you basically, it made me feel like I was forced to leave the biochemical field. You ain't a shitty girl, you a shitty girl, and your man wanna come to the coochie world. Hey city boys, so this is me cutting into the video again, but now I have to be in a video because I have so much stuff that I missed out on when I was talking about my college experience. So I was gonna set up my camera and everything to record, but when I tell y'all I'm tired, like I don't want to get up. So I have some things on my notes and we're just gonna run down it. So one thing I forgot to talk about, which is crazy because like this is a really big thing. I went to a PWI. SUNY Oswego is a PWI, and how was it being a black girl in a PWI? For me personally, I'm not like, I'm a social person, yes, but like in college I wasn't like super social, so it didn't necessarily affect me a great amount because it just is what it is. The major that I did go in with was biochemistry, so I was one of 2 black girls in my classes. I did talk about how I did not feel supported. Is that because of race? I don't know, but does it feel like it was because of race? Yes, it does feel like it was because of race to why I was not feeling supported. A piece that I missed out is that I came into school 2020, so that is the ending of Trump's presidency and the beginning of Biden's. There was a lot of racial tension. There were people in Klans outfits on our campus. There were people walking up and down waving Confederate flags. There's a whole, like, as soon as you reach, I would say, like, once you pass Pennsylvania, there was so many people with Confederate flag stickers, the Trump stickers, and all that kind of stuff on their cars. Also, at our graduation, there was a guy with his Make America Great Again hat. Not liberal as in mindset, liberal as in deliberate about how you approach people, how you speak to people, how people speak to you. Then sometimes you will not pick up on it that you are a fetish and that they don't actually see you as a human being. There was an instance where I wasn't like talking to, but I was talking to this guy, this white guy, and he ends up saying like the N-word to me, ER. It was a whole bunch, guys. Like when I tell you I have so many experiences from college, but literally this person liked me, but did not like me because I was black. It was very weird, and like couldn't like fully like me because I was black and because they were racist. It was a whole bunch. But that is something that is like very prominent. So as a girl, me personally, I look out for certain words. You're not calling me no Nubian queen. You're not calling me no black goddess. You're not calling me no names like that, because it sounds like you're fetishizing my complexion, my ethnicity, my culture. So that's something. And just understanding when you're truly wanted around in general, whether that's relationship wise or friendship wise, understanding when you're truly wanted or when somebody just wants to have you around. The thing is finding yourself and finding your crew in college. I went through a lot of gaining friends, losing friends, gaining friends, losing friends during college. Did I see myself as a problem? No, not the drama. But the thing is that at that point in time, everybody's trying to find themselves, and some people find themselves faster than other people. So when it comes to that, the people that do find themselves sooner, you will attract people that are still trying to find themselves, and through them trying to find themselves, they are taking your identity. So that is something that you really need to stay keen on, because those will end up being those vampire, you know, the energy vampires. They're stealing your energy, they're stealing your creativity, they're stealing a lot of things that make you as an individual. So that is something that I really would suggest my girlies to look out for. Another thing is organizations, groups, orgs, and all that kind of things. Have I joined any? I didn't like specifically join any orgs. The only like groups I was a part of was like the conduct board, but that's a whole nother thing. I did not join any organizations at my school. I wanted to at first, as in like culture wise, just so, especially being in PWI, wanting to be around more black people and like Caribbean black people and just women in general. But the way that a lot of these groups were set up at my school was that it was friendship based, and if these people don't like you, then you're not going to be a part of it, or if these people do not like you, you will not feel welcomed. And I am never going to be somewhere where I do not feel welcomed. And I feel like that was a thing in a lot of these orgs, is that it was giving like, you're not one of us, you don't belong, so you can't be a part of this. So I just seen myself just staying away from things like that. And there was a lot of like hierarchy and all that, and it was just really weird to me, and I never was a person that like went along with things like that. So I just stayed to myself. Another thing, listen to your gut. This is how you build intuition, especially in college. Listen to your gut. If your gut is telling you that somebody seems off, that person is off 9 times out of 10. If your gut is telling you don't talk to that guy, do not talk to that guy. If your gut is telling you do not go to that party, do not go to that party. If your gut is telling you do not drink another drink, do not drink another drink. If your gut is telling you do not smoke that spliff, do not smoke that spliff. Literally listen to yourself, because the higher version of you, not the higher, but the higher version of you is doing all of this for a reason. It's not leading you in the wrong direction. It's not leading you astray. If anything, it's building up your intuition. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your gut. Drugs in college, no duh, you're gonna be experimenting. Please stay safe. Please be in a controlled environment whenever you're doing anything, especially if you're trying it for the first time. If you're doing anything, let somebody do it first before you, okay? Don't do it first. Do not be the guinea pig. Let somebody do it before you try it. I would personally say, do not do anything man-made. Do not do anything man-made, because you don't know what man is making it be made. So that's what I would say. And also, when it comes to anything of that sort, whether it's drugs, alcohol, anything, best advice I would give is never do any of these things in a low state. Don't do it when you're sad. Don't do it when you're stressed out. Don't do it when you're feeling anxious, because either it can go a bad way or you will end up using it as a crutch. So that is something that I will say. Another thing, do not tell too much of your business. When you make true core friends, and you will know, because you'll feel the actual true connection. It's not going to be a placebo. It's not going to make you second guess it. You will know who these people are. Until you find your flock, do not tell too much of your business to people, because it's either these people do not care or these people will use it against you. And it's not saying that all life is a game and life is a puzzle that needs to be solved. No, sometimes it's as simple as that. Some people would use just things against you, and it's also a form of manipulation, because if you know how to hurt somebody, you also know how to heal that person. So for instance, if I tell you I have such an insecurity with my nose, right? If you ever wanted to break me down and make me sad or feel low of myself as a person, you will straight come for my nose. But if you're trying to build me up and make me feel comfortable around you, you will be like, oh my god, your nose is so cute. Like, you get what I mean? That's just a simple version, but please keep certain things to yourself, okay? Next thing, having a balance between mental health and classes. This is something that I talked about before with me in biochem, and I would cry doing my lab assignments. How to have that balance. I highly, highly, highly recommend therapy. I recommend it so much. I recommend meditation. I recommend working out. I recommend having quiet time. Whether that's you, girl, I'll be sitting laying down under my bed, baby, having quiet time. I would recommend all those things. I would recommend going on walks. In Sunya Oswego, if you attend Sunya Oswego, there's the lake. I always was by that lake. Girl, starting fires. Girl, we didn't start the fire. Girl, I did. Sitting by the lake. And if you go to Sunya Oswego, I was in Rice Creek with my best friend Johnny. Like, we would be taking walks there. Like, doing things like that, especially going outside, helps heal the brain, helps heal the soul. So that is something that I highly recommend. Finding yourself in college is like one of the biggest things that you want to do, and it's a journey. You're finding yourself every single day, because every day God willing and open-mindedly willing, you are changing as a person. You're always evolving. Either you're getting more cemented into some of the beliefs that you have, or you're wavering on some of the beliefs that you had. So I would say be as open-minded as possible, not being gullible, but being open-minded. Be willing to hear different narratives, whether you agree with the narratives or not, because it's not about agreeing with people, but it's about understanding points of views. And once you understand points of views, you understand why certain things are done. So I would say be as open as you can, because the more open you are with others is crazy, because you become more open with yourself. It's weird. It's like you end up it's like you're treating yourself like a separate person from who you are. So when you're getting to know yourself, you're getting to know yourself as if you never met yourself before. You know what I mean? So I would say that. The animals, I love the animals in Oswego. If I can find some pictures and videos, I will post them. Rest in peace to DMX. The night I found out DMX died, me and a group of friends, we were walking around campus and I literally found an owl. As soon as I found the owl, I forgot who it was. They looked at their phone. They were like, oh my gosh, DMX is dead. It was so crazy. But owls, I saw a baby fox, raccoons, possums, skunks. I saw an albino skunk, a whole bunch of deers. There's always deers over there. I love the animals. I love the animals. Traveling. When I tell you traveling from the city to Oswego, it was like a 6-hour bus ride. And when I tell you, it was like the most stressful experiences of my life. Like, when I tell you the breakdowns that I've had in the train station, I remember there was one time I was coming back from the city to Oswego, and I think it was around after Christmas time. And I had to be in Oswego on like a Monday or something like that. I was leaving on the Sunday. And when I tell you, I remember I booked the ticket for the Sunday. It was supposed to be like, I think it was supposed to be like 10 in the morning. So I get all the way down to the city. I'm going towards where my place is, the bus is. And when I tell you, I look at the time, and I'm not supposed to leave till the next day. When I tell you, I cried. Like, it was so bad. Like, this worker, he kept coming to me. He was like, are you okay? Like, are you okay? I feel really bad leaving you like this. Like, are you okay? And I'm just crying. Like, it was so bad. And then I remember another time I was coming back from Oswego to the city, and I was stuck in the freaking city for, I would say, like an hour and change. Like, I was ordering Ubers. The Ubers kept canceling on me. Like, I'm running up and down the motherfucking city, girl, with 2 suitcases and 2 huge frames. And I'm a little lady. I'm real little. Like, I don't know how tall y'all think I am, but subtract 5 inches. Like, I'm short. So it was just a lot. Like, it was so stressful, and I never wanted to do it again. Like, if I were to go to school upstate, I would live upstate. Like, I would never do it again. Never. Nothing that I never heard, especially when I was watching like little vlogs. Like, because before I went to college, I was watching college vlogs as much as I can when it came to SUNY Oswego, but just like college vlogs in general. And nobody talks about this, but like, I felt like I had huge gaps of feeling so secluded and feeling so alone in college. Like, for one, especially physically in Oswego, when it was, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get better with looking in the camera, but I just be looking at myself. No shade. But especially in Oswego, like, when it would snow, it would be probably like up to 2 feet of snow, and you can't really go anywhere. So especially if you don't have a car, you are not going anywhere. So it's like you're just stuck in your room all the time. So it was that. But then, like I said, there were parts and times where I didn't have any friends, or like the friends that I did have, like, we were just on separate schedules, so we couldn't really hang out. So I was alone for a good amount of time. So like, I would talk to my friends from the city, like my friends from high school and stuff like that, but just like my friends in college, they're in college too, so they're busy. So on the times where I couldn't speak to them, I just felt so alone. And I did bring this up a little bit when it came to the finances for college, but even when it came to paying for college, just working my butt off and just doing all these kind of things, like, I just felt so alone. I felt so depressed. I felt like I was being like, it felt like, the best way I can explain how I felt at the time, it felt like I was supposed to get something, and I was supposed to get a certain amount of help. I was supposed to get a certain amount of guidance, and everything was taken from me. That's how it felt. It felt like something that I deserved was taken from me unrightfully. So that's what kind of, for me, put a little bit of a negative taste in my mouth as it relates to college, because I felt so alone a majority of the time. But like I said, at the same time, it really helped me develop my sense of self during that time, because it's like all I could really depend on was myself, truly and solely, emotionally, financially, physically. Like, it was only me here. So relationships in college, dating in college is not impossible, because there are some actual, like, level-headed people that are not just going in there just to hook up with people. But the main thing in college is, like, heavy high hookup culture. So one thing I would tell my girls and my cats is, don't jump from friend to friend. I remember my mother told me this right before I left for college. I'm like, girl, why are you telling me this for, girl? Like, girl, ain't nobody doing that. Yeah, people do that. Don't jump from friend to friend. Try to, like I said, telling your business. Don't tell nobody your business about who you talking to, who this, who that. Because some people get very, very jealous. And I will be telling story times about this. But some people do get jealous, and they want what you have. Regardless of what you have, girl. Sometimes you don't even know what you have, girl. And they already want it, girl. They already want it. So I would say, just to... you can have fun because you're young, babe. Have fun, stay safe. Always stay safe. Always get tested, especially in college, girl. Especially in college. But in real life in general. But always get tested. Situationships are not worth it. We're gonna say this real short and simple. Situationships are not worth it. If you're just gonna do all that, girl, just do it and have fun. Don't be in a situationship. If you're gonna be in a relationship, be in a relationship. Don't be in a situationship, because at the end of the day, when I tell you, babes, that other person is tying you down so you don't get nobody else. But baby, best believe they got somebody else. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to be the one to burst your bubble. But the air is leaving the bubble. You get what I mean? They got somebody else. So don't do that, baby. Don't waste your tears. I did it once, never again. I felt so demeaning. It felt so useless. It was so meaningless. Like, it was just dumb. Like, yo, I remember this dude was telling me we was gonna grow a mango tree together. I was just a dummy. No shade. I was a dummy. He did tell me we were gonna grow a mango tree. And in my head, me as a Caribbean woman, I know how long it takes to grow a mango tree. So I'm like, we gonna be together forever. No shade. No shade. The last thing that I wanted to touch on, and I almost forgot about this, is professors, okay? One thing I'm going to say with professors, I have a few things to say. Be that person in class that answers questions. When I tell you, if you've ever taken a class with me, except for when I was a biochem major, not too much though, because in them labs I was chatting though, not too much. But if you've ever taken a class with me, you know, one thing about me, this hand stay up. I got an answer for a question. Hey, I got an answer for a question. Be that person in class, because when I tell you, when you need that help and you ever need that assistant or you need that extension or you need anything, it will come in handy. Especially as me being a TA and you have a TA in the class, it helps your TA advocate for you, because they know that you're always present in class, you're coherent in class, you're picking up the information in class. Like, it's not going over your head. You know exactly what's going on. So if something does happen, if something does turn up, they know that you're good for it. Like, if I can go back or God forbid this happens to me when I go to law school, there are professors that don't take their job as serious. And when I say this, I mean as through the way they teach or the way that they speak to you. When it comes to that, when I tell you, you better advocate for yourself, because it's something that I do regret that I did not do. And I was on the fence of, should I do it or should I not? Should I do it? You should do it, because the thing is, you don't know who they're going to have after you and where that other person is coming from and what they're going to do or what boundaries they will push with that person. So if a professor is making you feel uncomfortable, if they are making advances at you, if they are making sexual comments towards you, if they are disrespecting you, if they are belittling you or being racially charged towards you, please speak up. Tell somebody, whether that professor is a tenured professor, whether that professor is a traveling professor, a temporary professor. Say something, because wherever that person goes, they will be carrying that same mindset with them through all their levels of education. So I feel bad that I did not speak up the way that I should have spoken up when it came to certain situations, and times where I felt uncomfortable, or times where I felt like I was not being heard, or I felt as though my physical appearance and my phenotype is the reason why certain situations of mine has not been addressed the way they should have been addressed. Like, even down to when I was an RA, there were times where I was being sexually harassed by residents, and I would address this to my hall director, and they did not care. They were not trying to check cameras to see what was going on. They didn't do anything that made me feel secure. There's so many instances like that, and I would tell people to please speak up. Like, even in my job, when I was joking about them doing coke and my boss telling me how she's gay and just showing me pictures of her wife and just telling unsolicited, those instances, I wish I did speak up, because it does lead to something bigger happening. I got fired, not because, oh, she's speaking on the phone. Yeah, I was not on no phone calls, guys. Like, I be really speaking to myself out loud. Like, that's literally it. Not even like a crazy amount. Like, oh, she's schizophrenic. No, like, sometimes things happen. You're like, girl, what the hell? Like, girl, that's, hey. How can I not speak out loud to myself? But y'all can talk about doing cocaine. She want cocaine. You ain't a city girl. You a girl. Hey, I mean, when I go to the goodie world. No, but those are things that I wish that I addressed in college. And if I could go back, and also as I attend law school, these are things that I will stand by. So please watch out for that. There are adults in college that want to take advantage of young children, young adults that are either in a vulnerable state because they have familiar problems and they have a weakened support system, or they are financially in a deficit, or they're just mentally stressed and overwhelmed because college is a friggin' lot. So please watch out for those people, because when I tell you, they make it seem like they are there for you. They make it seem like they are a comfort, that they are a shoulder that you can lean on, that they are dependable. When I tell you, these people are predators. There are predators in college, and they disguise themselves as bosses. They disguise themselves as professors. They disguise themselves as advisors, all those kind of things. And I'm still on Kristen Global. Watch Kristen Global. We will have another conversation, Kristen Global, because I didn't like the way that you addressed me, and the way that you basically, it made me feel like I was forced to leave the biochemical field. You ain't a city girl, you a shitty girl, and your man wanna come to the coochie world. You ain't a city girl, you a shitty girl, and your man wanna come to the coochie world. Hey, oh, hey.